Hi, welcome to Vane 0.011's update summary video. We're trying to release updates a bit more frequently than we have in the past, so this one's changelog is a bit smaller than usual. In addition, a lot of stuff we've worked on is under the hood, so even though they have a big impact, it won't be immediately visible. 0.011 is out now on Steam and can be played for free as always. Please wishlist the game if you haven't yet, and consider donating to help out with server costs. Anyways, let's get into it. We've rewritten how items work behind the scenes. It should make multiplayer as well as long-term saves perform a lot better. Before this change, loot had a lot more performance cost than it does now, so hoarding a lot of items would slow down the game. That no longer happens. There's been a bit of work on Saranac, mostly on outdoor detailing. We're doing some work on more buildings like greenhouses, so not really much to see in this update. Zombies have been tweaked a bit. Their networking has been optimized a bit, and they will act less silly around vehicles. For example, they will no longer try to climb on vehicles that are moving. We've added fishing to Vane. With a fishing rod and fishing bait, you can cast a line and catch fish. Fish can be cooked and eaten like any other food. We've added a new SUV vehicle to the game. We also optimized vehicle networking and smoothing, so they should feel a bit better in multiplayer. We added campfires to Vane. You can set these up and ignite them with a lighter. You can then use them to cook food. They also produce heat and light, as you might expect, so you can keep toasty in the winter. Similarly, candles can now be lit. One of the biggest changes with this update is a farming overhaul. We've rewritten farming from scratch. It now goes far more in depth than the previous system. You can construct planters, which you then fill with soil. Soil quality affects farming yield and quality now. Planters can grow multiple plants at the same time, and plants take up different amounts of space in a planter. You can water plants as before, and finally, once the plant is grown, you can harvest them. Plant seeds have qualities attached to them that affect the plant yield, quality, hardiness, etc. When you harvest a plant, you get the seeds back of a similar quality to what you planted. If you plant multiple instances of the same plant, the plant seeds will crossbreed, and the qualities between the two plants will mix when you harvest the seed. You can compost items in a compost bin now. Composting takes in organic material and produces soil after a couple in-game days. The quality of the compost depends on the duration you leave it in the bin, as well as the ingredients you used to make the compost. For example, acidic foods or fried food won't compost well, but vegetables, plants, and sawdust will result in excellent quality compost. We've added a new quick use menu to switch between pinned items. It also works with a gamepad. We've also changed the emotes menu to use this radial menu to select an emote. We've added anabolic steroids to Vane. These will boost some stats and cause your character to get ripped. You can now change light bulbs and lights to repair them. We tweaked some initial character creation properties. Some uniquenesses now start with a loadout. For example, diabetics will now start with insulin in their inventories. We've also changed some occupations, such as the thief occupation, which now starts with a lockpicking bonus. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, we've started working on modding. Mods can now be created and loaded in-game. They can modify the game world as well as create new items, weapons, tools, etc. We're also working on getting custom maps to load as well. However, this should all be taken as something very work in progress. In order for modders to properly mod Vane, they will need a mod kit, which is a stripped down version of our editor that we use to make the game. We have a few legal concerns with distributing it. We're not legally allowed to distribute marketplace content without permission. As we use a lot of marketplace assets, we need to be absolutely sure that we can strip it out comprehensively. With that in mind, you can't mod the game yet, but stay tuned. There's also been a lot of bug fixes in this update, particularly regarding multiplayer desync and loot. Check the full changelog on Steam for details. So that's it for this update. Like I said, we're trying to release updates more frequently if there's nothing blocking them, so this one's slightly smaller than usual. Either way, enjoy! It's out now on Steam. Again, please consider wishlisting the game if you haven't already, or donating. Every bit helps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.